is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Yeah! Hi, everybody. I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark Love You Wearing movies. Yes!
Buongiorno. I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Love-You-Ary movies.
I'm Alonso, and I'm just getting in under the wire on Love You Wearing. And this
is the Deck the Hallmark podcast. I don't want it to ever end.
Man.
Christmas can go kick rocks. Countdown to Christmas, cancel it. Give
Love
me
You
all the
Wearing.
Love You Wearing.
Love You Wearing lives in your heart, Bram.
That's right. Give me Love-You-Ary Liberty Disco. I've said it for years.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Happy
The thing
Tuesday
about
to you.
Love-You-Ary is it can extend past February. It can.
It could.
Well, it's not anything that, you could say Love-You-Ary is also January and February. You
Yeah.
could say
Can't go into March, though.
March is tough.
No.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
But you know what? And I appreciate that the good people at Hallmark said, y'all need a break. So we're going to have a new movie next weekend, which is really nice. But then we got I think it's called like Feeling Butterflies or something.
There's a butterfly movie.
Butterfly.
Which based
Give it
on
to me.
there is.
Butterfly kisses.
That's as good as I got. That's my Bob Carlisle, everybody.
Alonso, happy Tuesday to you. 2 days in a row with you here on Deck the Hallmark. That's a blessing.
Telling you what.
So it's great to see you.
I got to be honest. My favorite part of the 25 weeks of Christmas, which I try to listen to regularly, are the new movies that you are not that there's anything wrong with the old episodes, and then the moment when you tell him, the movie that he has to watch. Like it's the Alonso like doesn't ever curse, but I just can hear him. I can hear him just like, did we have to edit this when you're like, it's Jingle All the Way. It's, whatever. Like that is, it's fantastic. It's just worth every second of it.
It's the super sloppy double dare of film review podcasts.
And I don't know if you know this, Alonso, but I'm going to take a little credit here. You have me to thank for this because you guys,
great.
It was going to be 25 weeks where you were going to do everyone. And Brand floated me the idea. And I said, the fun of this podcast is the oil and water that is you and Bram when it comes to film.
That's
and then
fair.
Brand took it from there. So I at least sparked the idea, and boy, am I happy, because as much fun as it is to hear you guys wax poetic about, little shop around the corner. I mean, Alonso to watch Jingle All the Way and Christmas with the Cranks again is me living my best life.
And yesterday's Deck the Halls, 2006.
Oh boy.
Dana
Oh,
DeVito
yeah.
flick.
Oh my God, I've not even seen that movie.
It's the best.
Oh, quit while you're ahead.
Even I questioned my life choice with that one. It was my pick, so there you go. It's tough. You might be wondering, where's Panda?
Oh, it's been tough. Panda is on retreat.
He's on retreat.
It's-
We
it's,
sent him on personal retreat.
Yeah, it's Butler retreat.
We sent him on Butler retreat.
It's the week where he's got to go to see if he has the chops.
That's right.
To Butler.
So he will not be
Butler.
here all week. We have a week full of fantastic guests joining us.
Now, at this point in the week, I'm a little like on it. Like yesterday was tough with serious withdrawals.
Yeah.
Today, trying my best to move forward. We have our buddy Alonso.
And that feels right.
It
but
feels right. But
I'm just
still,
looking over here. I'm seeing the emptiness.
It's tough. It's tough.
Don't hear it. Don't smell the
I
panda.
don't smell the pandas. Nobody closing their tabs out. It's crazy.
Guys, I can't.
So, denial, anger, but acceptance eventually, right?
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. That's right. I think by Friday we're gonna
Guys,
get there.
every week, Panda opens up his phone, opens up Safari.
And he has thousands of tabs
so
open.
many tabs.
Like
And
he
I'm
hasn't done
doing
it all week.
a synopsis, and he's just closing out his
One
tabs.
at a time. Like, and I do have a Samsung phone, but I just have a close all button. They have that on Apple,
They
right?
have it on.
They do.
Yeah.
iPhones have.
No, Safari they do, but then he also I think he does that in Safari. He does the close all, but then he opens up the programs the slot, and then he's
Oh my
closing the
gosh.
apps. Which there's not a close all app button, I don't think.
I got a close all app button.
No.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Man, you're so cool.
So cool with my
Man, you're
Samsung.
so cool with your green bubble.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You wish.
Text message.
That's right.
Guys, can we all just
You guys
get
get
along here? Like it is
That's right.
2022. Like let's just
Everybody conform and do the same thing that I like.
no, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm just saying we could have a solution here. The problem is that Apple wants to do their own thing.
Yeah, they're end-to-end control.
Yeah.
It's not Samsung. They play nice with everybody.
That's right.
It's Apple's problem.
Guys, we can do this. We can do this.
We can.
Let's just do this. What are we waiting for here? I'm sick of it's 2022 when Dan sends me a video and text, it shouldn't look like a little snail somewhere. I want a real video.
Yeah. It compresses the heck out of it.
It does.
It's unbelievable.
It's the worst.
It's crazy.
All right. Love you, Wary. Closing out hot.
Yeah, that's right. We saved the big guns for last.
Exactly right.
Welcome to Mama's.
Welcome to Mama's.
Welcome to Mama's. She's got some cannolis.
Keep going.
No, that's all I got. All I got. She's already dead now.
But she's still narrating.
We got arcade games now that she's dead.
Now you play some pinball.
Welcome to Mama's originally aired on February 26, 2022. And it went a little something like this. Right out of the gate, we're at Mama's. We're at Mama's, y'all. Welcome. She's the best. This is back in the day. Cut to modern age, we meet Amy. And she's currently a middle manager at some restaurants. But when she doesn't get a promotion, she quits. She says, I made a promise to myself, and I'm going to keep that promise. We then meet Frank, who is a chef, is getting reviewed by a big food reviewer for the Times. New York Times? Who can tell? And she does gives a less than favorable review for the restaurant. 5 forks out of 10, Dan. Hate to see that.
You hate to see it.
Amy and Frank both get a call separately saying that Mama's passed and that they're invited to, they have,
They're cordially invited to the will reading.
He.
Mama tried.
I guess they both knew her. They bump into each other beforehand at a bakery. There's a bit about a cannoli. You know how it goes. Classic cannoli kerfluffle. When they both show up at the reading, they're like, it's you. We're the cannoli kids. They find out that Mama has given them the restaurant. So she goes to see what Frank has done with the place, and he's changed everything. He's put in an arcade game like a monster. Mama would never. She finds out that they're coming up to 50 years of Mamas. 50 years of Mamas. What's your favorite Mamas? 50 years of Mamas. Which one's your favorite?
Mama's Family.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So she decides to make Mamas feel like Mamas again, just in time for the 50 years.
We gotta make Mamas great again. That's what we gotta do.
That's exactly right. Just in time for the 50-year anniversary of Mamas. They keep looking at her recipe book that she left behind for inspiration, including good advice like to have confidence and to compromise, among other things. Amy and Frank start working together. They start digging each other, and she's like, you should have asked me out that day that we met. Probably would have said yes. All right, Amy, that's not helpful in this point in time. But it all comes to a head when they have a big argument on the day of the soft launch over food and whatnot. This whole time he's what?
You don't know anything that happened in this movie.
No idea what happened with that argument. No idea what happened with that argument.
You weren't paying attention.
What have I left out?
Just keep going.
What have I left out?
Everything specific.
I feel
There's
like
recipes that talk about specific family members, the tiramisu getting a bad review, and then she trusted him even though they got a bad review.
I haven't gotten to the tiramisu yet. I said he got a bad review.
Okay. Go ahead.
For any movie ever, you could be forgiven on this one for fudging the details.
I'm laughing because I'm with you. I'm not laughing because I'm against you.
He's like going and trying to get someone like this guy called him and was like, hey, you want a job? Come on, talk to me. So he went and talked to the guy, and apparently he got the offer to be the guy. Amy finds out that Mama wanted Frank to make the restaurant, more himself. Get your own menu. So she tells Frank that she wants to honor Mama's wishes, and he can make the dishes that he wants to, bad reviews and all. She finds a letter that Mama never sent to her, and she realizes that Frank must have encouraged her to write that letter. What a guy. She goes to thank him, and that owner of that restaurant shows up and is like, "You ready to start making food for my food place?" And he's like, "What? And she's like, "No, it's all good, man. You do what you got to do. We're all good here. It's time for the big not soft launch, a hard launch." 3, 2, 1, hard launch. And everyone's there, including that food reviewer, and everybody just loves the food. And they're like, "Hey, maybe we can work together. Maybe this is going to work out, the two of us." And one thing leads to another, and they kiss, and everyone's happy with food. Welcome back to Mama's. And that, my friend, was Welcome to Mama's.
We did it.
That's exactly right, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, talking about this movie with 4 segments with our friend Alonso here on Back to Hallmark. Welcome
boy.
to Deck the Hallmark. We're talking about Welcome to Mama's, which is a name I cannot believe made it to air on the Hallmark channel. It's not my Hallmark
They're doing
channel.
new things.
Doing new things.
Most of them bad in 2022.
Let's talk about it. We'll start with the hot take. We will start with my friend Alonso. Now, Alonso, Panda is usually the one who kicks us off, and there's reasons for that. You know those reasons.
Oh, yeah, I do.
So there's a lot to live up to. Please don't disappoint us. What did you think of Welcome to Mama's?
My hot take is I need a Tums. This movie was so terrible. First of all, it's just Truly Madly Sweetly all over again.
Yes.
It's dead grandma leaves the restaurant to 2 people so that she could yent to them from the afterlife, which is like,
That's right.
Does that ever work?
Old book of recipes, same thing.
All of that stuff. Yes. Like we have seen this movie before, and I didn't like it then. And I like it even less now. This doesn't even have Nikki DeLoach in it to sort of firemen's carry you through the thing. Yeah, this movie is just terrible. I mean, it's the plot motivations don't make sense. The conflicts don't make sense. The recipes don't make sense. The restaurant looks like it's a diner in an airport. I mean, it's no.
No, that's exactly right. That's fantastic. Anytime you say that Truly Madly Sweetly is an improvement over anything, that's when you know, man.
But I wish I were watching that instead. We've definitely slipped into a bad place.
Yeah.
Is it Christmas yet? Man, Christmas was awesome. You were like, man, we're really Hallmark's really doing
new
stuff.
Hallmark, everybody, new Hallmark.
New Hallmark needs to I don't know, do something. Take a good hard look at the mirror. The mirror. Just don't look at the mirror. That's not helpful. No. Take a good hard look in the mirror.
Yes.
And be like, what are we doing here? Because it's not much. It's not much. We're not doing much here in this particular film, unfortunately. It's been a tough go. Love You Wary has Love You Wary. There's been no love. All You Wary. I just have not enjoyed it, and I did not enjoy this. And for somebody who is just typically upbeat, happy-go-lucky, life is great. It's just tough. I don't like this. I need to go to therapy.
Your Love You Wary movie.
I'm actively looking for a therapist to talk through this with because I don't like who I'm becoming. And I blame you, New Hallmark.
This is a safe space, Brand. You can share those things here.
It's just bumming me out, man. It's bumming me out. So I'm ready for Christmas. I mean, I don't have real high hopes on Feeling Butterflies. I know we got some good movies coming out, or good people. The Hines and Andrew and Nikki are going to be in a mystery, and that's all fun and games. But Love You Wary was a tough one. I'm happy that it's over, And for the first time I think I've ever said this, I'm ready for. I'm happy that we have a week off. I'm happy that we don't have a movie next week. I just need to collect myself, because it's hard. It's hard for a guy like me. You know, Dan, you constantly live in the slough of despond, but like as somebody who like you know,
That slough of despond. Thank you very much.
as somebody who like lives on a rainbow, like it's tough when you slide down and you join Dan in whatever mess he's in. Like, I don't like it.
Is that rainbow that you're on is what I consider the slough of despond. You know, when the Los Angeles Film Critics Association named Drive My Car Best Picture of 2021, I have to believe, had they gotten their eyes on this they would have had some second thoughts. Dear gracious, this is an all-timer. I mean, I have never wanted a wedding veil movie so badly in my life.
I miss the Butlers.
Yeah. Bring the Butlers
Bring
back.
the Butlers back.
No kidding. Like, I cannot
Maybe got
imagine anyone outside of the direct descendants of the cast and crew having any enjoyment from this movie. It is just awful. And you know what makes it even worse is that the premise of someone doing this has been done before in a bad movie that's better than this. And it's not a premise that is incapable of working. Like it doesn't take a lot of work either. Just some basic ideas here we're talking about. And it is like degree of difficulty 1 of 10. Can't do it. Can't pull it off. Can't make it happen. Here's some random pictures on screen. This might be abstract independent filmmaking. I don't know.
Outsider art.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Maybe John Cage did the score. I don't know. I don't know this information. So I just know this. This is a new low. We've sunk to a new low, and I'm ready to take a break as well. But I'm always ready to take a break. This movie's bad, but bad. It's terrible.
Man, Ben Savage was in a movie on Lifetime.
Oh, man, we missed out.
Kidnapping some kid, I think, or something like, and that sounds real sad. But like, give me that over this.
No kidding.
Gosh, I love Ben Savage.
You're just trying to find your way back to the rainbow, Brain. Is that all you're doing here?
Yeah. Ben Savage. Yeah, it's Ben Savage.
I'm just gonna be real mad if anybody had any feels in this movie.
Well, let's get to it. Alonso, any feels for you?
That steak at the beginning looked really good.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought if nothing else, maybe we're going to get some decent food porn out of this. But no, we got that one steak that looked great. Feels adjacent in the flashback scene where Amy tells Mama that she's got a job at another restaurant and she's going to leave, and Mama encourages her to go out on her own. That came almost close to feeling like a human moment of character and plot. It wasn't, but it was close. It was the nearest we had gotten to that reaching that brass ring for the whole movie. And look, I'm still impressed enough after years of Christmas is here again. Right. If a movie can actually spend the money on a real song, so you give me some Dean Martin, I'm like, okay, Hallmark, you bought a good song. Good for you.
They bought several. They bought This Magic Moment. Yeah, they blew the budget on that, and they didn't have any left for anything else. They hired Lorraine Bracco, and they got 3 songs, and then it was like, script? No, we don't need a. Come on.
Nah.
I like arcades. If I had a restaurant, I would definitely have an arcade game in there. We have a little basketball thing over here.
We do, that's right.
Which we don't get to play as much anymore because the neighbors, it hits the wall and sometimes
Amber gets upset.
And you don't want to upset Amber.
She gets mad.
Shout out to Amber.
That's fair. She's trying to do acupuncture.
She's trying to
we're just hitting the.
Oh, well, you don't want to shake.
You don't want to. You don't want to. Yeah. But I love arcades. So that gave me feels.
Yeah, I don't know. God, absolutely not. Do I have any feels in this movie? I got you tell me Lorraine Bracco is playing like the matriarch of an Italian restaurant, and I feel like that's a leg up on most movies we're going to watch. And no. I just, It was real bad. It was a bad movie. I got nothing for you.
Let's take one more quick break. We'll come back with the Wait, What, and the What the Hallmark here on this episode of Deck the Hallmark podcast. Uh-oh, we're back. Hello, everybody.
This is a full hacksaw Jim Duggan for me.
Is he from here? No, he's from my old town.
I'm trying to reference something from every deck. John Cage, and then I've got Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I'm going to get there. We're going to get every reference for 60 years. That's what I'm going to do.
Let's get to the Wait What's on this movie. Welcome to Mama's. See if we can dig a few up from the lasagna. We'll take off a few layers. Oh, there's another one. Oh, what's this? What's inside this cannoli? Oh, is that a Wait What? Found it. Alonso, what you got?
Oh, this is where Brand would go, I got nothing. It's airtight. Yeah, no. Oh, man. Where to even begin? I have like a very long list. I'm not going to go through all of them. But all right. I don't understand the Friday night dinner, which we get at the beginning and the end of the film, because traditionally, follow me on this one, Friday night's a busy time for restaurants.
Yeah.
And so maybe you don't like have one big table with everybody, your friends and family sitting around it during your Friday dinner service at your restaurant. Maybe
and
that's why
the only available table. Only available table.
The rest of the place is empty. I'm like, I didn't get that at all. That made zero sense to me at all. Okay, this is one of those movies where, and this is the thing I've noticed a lot in the culture in general, but Hallmark is often bad about it, where they flash back to 50 years ago and they treat it like it was the 1920s. Like they came over, like they were on the same boat with Vito Corleone, like during World War I with the accents and the tiny apartment. It's like, no, 50 years ago was 1972.
That's right.
I was alive then. This is not like, everything wasn't in sepia,
This feels very personal, Alonso.
It's crazy. It's like, there's this, like we think, oh, that must have been World War II 50 years ago. No, that's Vietnam 50 years ago. Like, let's pay attention to this stuff. Oh my God, the recipes all include things like confidence and spontaneity. It's like, yeah, that's great. I'm bringing perspicacity. How much cocoa powder? Like, give me some details here. That awful home goods sign that she picks up that says like laugh or love or no fuss and whatever. Like, are you kidding me with this? This is the kind of thing that Mama loved. Well, then she deserved to lose her business. How does the woman who half owns this restaurant not know that it just got a bad review in the New York Times?
Yeah,
like
no
the
way.
day she inherited it. Like, come on. Way. That's ridiculous. You wouldn't then like have the last minute thing of not letting him cook his stuff and him not bothering to read the pages that she hands him, and then have a giant argument about it in the front of house. You go back to the kitchen and have that argument. Like, that's none of that makes sense.
The front of house argument was absurd. Absurd while everyone's sitting watching is ridiculous.
Exactly. Because a soft opening is friends and family. You're not doing that in front of people that you've invited to be there. The whole falling out with Mama about the rooftop thing was dumb.
Oh my gosh.
So dumb. Made no sense at all. Like, is a nothing of an argument, and that becomes the giant thing that divides them. And I know that you guys have been watching a lot of Signed, Sealed, Delivered lately, and so maybe this is the kind of thing you don't register anymore. But I love the idea that Mama never got around to mailing a letter to the gal, but she does get around to leaving her half of the restaurant in her will.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Priorities, man. I mean, priorities.
Clearly, I got a lawyer online, but I can't buy the stamp. Oy.
That's all.
That's fair. That's what I got.
I like that at her meeting where she's introducing herself to the staff, and she's like, "Let's get to know each other. Staff, introduce yourself to me." 3 people introduced themselves. She's like, "That's good enough."
The other 6,
the rest of you extras, there's nothing we can do here.
Kick rocks.
There's nothing. I think I've heard enough.
None of you are eating my biscotti, so just get out of here.
Right. I'm not going to be one of these relational bosses anyway. Like, this is more of like, you do your work. Stay out of my way.
The most astounding recipe in this movie calls for less seasoning, more confidence.
Yeah. Easy.
What?
Yeah.
If I go to an Italian restaurant and there's less seasoning, there's nothing to be confident about. No amount of confidence can make up for an essential element of Italian food, which is seasoning.
This is easily the biggest wait what of this movie. That her secret recipe is easy on the seasoning, heavy on the
confidence.
No. Serve bland Italian food, and white people will show up to eat it. That is what she's saying. I don't know what else you can get from that.
That one's insane. Also, why does everybody call them Mama and Papa when they have no children? Why do they call themselves that? Like, where's that about?
They used to be band members in the Mamas and the Papas.
Oh, there we go.
That's what happened.
In 1972.
That's right. 1972. That's right. Yeah.
I found the wine in this movie to all be very bright. It's a very intense wine color. I just wanted to point it out. I don't know if it was a weird
juicy juice.
It looked
It's
like
a
someone
Welch's 2020.
That's right. Yeah.
Someone took a bunch of grape jelly beans and melted them down and said, "Enjoy." I think they got their wires crossed on like soft launching versus hard launching.
They
didn't
did.
feel like anybody at the soft launch knew who they were.
Right.
And it felt like literally everyone they know was at the hard launch
At the one table.
with the one table. I think they got their wires crossed on what those things are.
Oh God, including the New York Times film critic or restaurant critic. Don't even get me started about how everything wrong about restaurant critics in this movie.
She
Everything.
sits down in the middle of the family, like, that's what critics do for sure.
Oh,
They're
of course.
they're part of the family.
And the chef watches you eat the dessert. I mean, like, oh God.
I will say I do love the sheer bravado of our leading lady, who typically, whenever they hear there's a party to plan in these movies and you've got 2 weeks to do it, they're like, we'll never get it all done. And she hears like the month she had is turned into days. And she's like, it's easy. We'll just expedite the schedule. That's what she says. She says, we'll just expedite this. Why didn't we think that to begin with? We'll just expedite the schedule.
That's why you're management.
I mean, come on. At the first scene of this movie, she's staring at a plate of Primavera. The kitchen is very, very busy. They're cooking food nonstop. She walks out of the kitchen because the manager wants to see her. Restaurant is empty and closed. No one is there. Doors are closed. It's empty. It's an empty restaurant. Why is everyone cooking? And then... Go ahead, Alonso.
That's a good thing, too, because that Primavera is ice cold by
It
the
is
time she and the
freezing.
waitress finish having a conversation about her career dreams.
It's just a practice. It's a practice kitchen. And you want to talk about, speaking of stone cold, the boss of this restaurant, Chow, she brings out her entire staff and says, hey, you know that one promotion everybody was gunning for and everybody's licking their lips like, yeah? She's like, well, none of you guys. Psych. It was somebody not here. I called you out just to see your looks of befuddlement and depression. That's why I called you out from your workstation.
Suck it, losers.
That's right. Did you apply? Sure did. Did you get it? No chance. And HE double hockey sticks. I couldn't believe that. She calls the whole staff out there and is like, JK, got him.
Now get back to cooking for no one.
It's unbelievable.
Not since the gallery owner in Christmas at Grand Valley wanted to look Danica McKellar in the face to tell her that she wasn't getting a show.
That's right. I want to see those eyeballs as the life fades from them. The dude who plays the best friend of the chef, who's been in a lot of these movies, he was in the Netflix Love Hard. He was great in Love Hard. He's doing a full Italian bit here, which is fun. But he calls dude to tell him like, hey, you need to get to 46th Street or she's on to you about the job interview thing. And the guy's like, you didn't tell anybody about the job interview. And he says, no. And he has him on speakerphone and everybody, there's so many people around. And he's like, no, don't worry about it, Chief. Not on speakerphone. I mean, no, I didn't tell anybody about the job interview you had in Manhattan. None at all. Don't you worry. That information is safe between you, me, the fence post, and all of these people listening on speakerphone. She goes in to order this cappuccino and a cannoli, and then he comes in. There is no cannoli. They show her seated reading the newspaper. That they never show her eating the cannoli. That cannoli or whatever that is over there is half. If it's a cannoli, it's half eaten. It's not a full cannoli. It's half eaten. And then she gives it to him. Like she gives him a half-eaten cannoli. And that didn't, in a movie that didn't sit well with me, that didn't sit well with me at all. Like, real bad.
Man, COVID ruined the good old days of cannolis with strangers. Am I right? I miss the good old days.
I used to just go around to people that had just left the restaurant and just pick and choose French fries or whatever.
I will say we did take
give it
meat
away
out of a trash can at Christmas.
That's right.
Con, so
now I'm hesitant to do so. I can't believe I'm hesitant to do that. And then I do want to point out that Mama, who seemed to be very particular about things, at some point transitioned from being very particular to just giving rando chefs blank pages to add to her family's like recipe book.
Right.
And that is that's a stretch, I think, for anyone. But to be fair, she did hire this guy after he gave an impassioned speech and cooked her nothing. She hired him to be a chef. He had not cooked a thing. He just gave a speech like he was Red Reddington at the end of Shawshank Redemption about institutionalized. Well, I've gotten 10 interviews and not gotten a one. Oh, you didn't cook anything? No big deal. You can still work here. Don't care. And I'm pretty sure Red Reddington's from the Blacklist, not
that's
Shawshank.
Raymond Reddington.
That's right.
It's time for what the Hallmark Spark Show. We wonder what could have been. Maybe having some clear questions that we still have. Alonso, what are you still wondering about?
I mean, we've talked about this before, where you have these movies where at the end of it, you maybe buy the main couple as being business partners, but not romantically, connected. I didn't even buy them as business partners. Like, I think in 2 weeks, they're going to be at each other's throats. She's going to be like, we're not doing your habanero chili penne. It's gross. And I hate your pinball machine and all this other stuff. So I want to know, I want the whole other movie to be for like true TV, where it's just the legal battle of getting out of this will that has thrown them together because Mama decided, you know what, these two kids have never met each other. I think they've got a similar spark. I'm going to force them to work together in the hopes they find LUV.
We got a new edition of Hallmark Does Newspapers, everybody. I got to know more about this headline that Hallmark decided to throw on the back of a newspaper.
Classic. We paused this.
Which is new superfood discovered by a local university student. A new superfood was discovered. I want to know about that.
Yeah.
What is it?
The other
How'd they find it?
The other headline was like the world's cheesiest festival.
Yeah. These are all great things I want to know. There's a new superfood discovered by a university student.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, it is a stuffed crust pizza.
That segues to the cheesiest.
If stuffed crust pizza
Was
is a superfood, oh my gosh.
Give that college student a Nobel Peace Prize.
I would live to be 1,000.
Oh my gosh. No kidding.
I just want to know exactly. I don't think we've mined the depths of how bad this woman is at her job.
Sure.
Because she's been at Chow for how long now?
Years
and years. I think she says 10 years.
10 years?
I think she says that. I could be wrong.
Something
though.
like that. I mean, she hasn't seen Mama in all this time. So,
and she goes to her boss when her boss does the psych out and doesn't give any of the promotion. And she's like, hey, what about me for that promotion? And she says, talk to us next year. And then she says, I said, if I wasn't going anywhere this year, I would leave. And basically her boss just goes, all right, don't let the door hit you. Just like, okay, well, hope it works out for you. Like if you've been somewhere 10 years, if you're valuable at all, like someone doesn't want to have to train someone else. The very least they're going to be like, hey, what can we do to get you to stay? They just are like, hey, I'm sorry. Sorry, it didn't work out.
you can come back to this dead end job later if you want to.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, you've reached your ceiling here, but come on back whenever you're ready. And so I'm not entirely sure she's a great option to be running a restaurant, I think is what I'm trying to say.
But
The case
she's
can be
got,
made.
but she does let the arcade games stay, so she's good in my book.
I mean, there is that.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. I do think that it would be just not wise
We would never
to do a double decker of the
We
week
would
without
never.
Panda
We
here.
would never.
No
one did the deep dive. I'd just read a name and we'd be like, congratulations.
We don't want that.
No.
I
So
don't even
we'll-
subscribe to Google Plus, so
Yeah, I know, that's right. Come on.
can't do it.
so we can't do that. But Panda will be back next week. We're very excited about that. We got a great week of shows lined up for you with wonderful guests that I think you'll really enjoy.
Are you okay?
What do you mean?
That sounded like the most canned thing I've ever heard from you ever.
We've got a great week of shows lined up for you
With the most wonderful guests.
with the most wonderful guests this side of the Mississippi.
Dan,
Alonso,
you be kind. He just watched Welcome to Mama's.
That's fair.
That's
That's
exactly
fair.
right. Welcome
We're
to
all a
Mama's.
little bit, catatonic.
that's exactly right. Alonso, it's great to see you, pal. It's been
Always a
too
pleasure.
long. It's been too long.
Indeed.
Dan,
if
I'll
y'all
see
aren't
you.
tuning in on Mondays, please do. We're having a ball.
Having
yeah,
an
it's fun.
absolute blast. Until next time, maybe we'll be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.